Senator, Senator, I'm curious though, because not one candidate who has very similar plans to what you have when it comes to guns never really seems to talk about the process of perhaps banning certain guns. Does it involve law enforcement, essentially going to people's houses looking for specific banned guns? Does it involve perhaps creating a database of people who are legal gun owners? I mean, what kind of process are we talking about here?
Well, first of all, as a point of distinction, I believe I'm the only one who has said that she will take executive action. So mine is not just a plan with some plan for legislation. I'm actually prepared to take executive action to put in place rules that improve this situation. I also have, as part of my background and experience, working on this issue when I was Attorney General. And we put resources into allowing law enforcement to actually knock on the doors of people who were on two lists. A list where they had been found by a court to be a danger to themselves and others, and were on a list where they were precluded and prohibited from owning a gun because of a conviction that prohibited that ownership. And those lists were combined, and then we sent law enforcement out to take those guns. Because, listen, we have to deal with this on all levels. But we have to do this with a sense of urgency, and we have to act. Enough with the talk. And again, I really have to stress, lawful gun ownership, that is one thing. We're talking about something else. And we have to stop conflating and blending all these issues, because they are separate and they are different. And the bottom line is this: our children should not be in fear of going to a community festival or going to school or going with their parents shopping on a Saturday afternoon and in fear that there's going to be some mass shooters shooting up the place. And let's talk about assault weapons for a moment. Assault weapons are weapons of war. Be clear about this. Assault weapons are designed to kill a lot of people quickly. There is no reason that they should exist on the streets of a civil society.
These bitches retarded. Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. I'm going to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and rule well. Peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. Those in the gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Y'all heard what this bitch said, right? She said she vows to send police door to door to confiscate firearms from law-abiding citizens. Now, see, she sold you niggas, and I'm speaking to you Jakes, because see, you Jakes are the ones that buy into this shit. See, Esau, he's smart. He understands history, and he knows what happens during the time of Stalin, Hitler, Fidel Castro. He understands that when you disarm a population, that's when government tyranny really attacks itself. Okay, and one thing about Esau is not going to give up his blessing. And they know that shit. So if they decide to do because they've been trying to confiscate guns for fucking the last 15 plus years or so. This ain't nothing new that they've been talking about. But they use the Democrats in order to pacify you niggas, because they know that you niggas will eat this shit up. But basically, she's making it seem like, well, we're going to go round and round to see if felons have guns. Look, at the end of the day, you can't stop nobody from protecting themselves, all right? Most people have firearms because they want to protect themselves and their families. And then you just got a bunch of wicked-ass niggas that shoot shit up, too. But the irony of the whole goddamn thing is the fact that she wants to blame mass shootings. In fact, it's Esau that's doing the mass shootings. Okay, it ain't niggas shooting up fucking grocery stores and shooting up apartment buildings. And I mean, yeah, Jake do dumb shit, and they may shoot at each other in a crowded park. But most of your mass shootings come from some type of false flag or some shit, man. When you set up these people or you set up these particular hitmen to be justified on passing gun legislation, which Esau ain't gonna take note to that. He's not gonna go for that. Okay, and this has happened time and time. It happened during the time of the Third Reich. You had to have a Fidel Castro. You had Stalin's execution squads. This is the same playbook all over again. And the minute that they decide to implement this weapon confiscation, then that's when they gonna start to attack their draconian laws on you, because they thing is they want to disarm you people. And they say that Americans have more guns than citizens. So you have roughly 350 million people that's accounted for in this country. You got roughly 350 million people. I guarantee you got more than 1 billion guns in here, because the average U.S. citizen owns 2 or more firearms. And that ain't even talking about the ones they don't have registered. So that ain't gonna end well. And if you try to take Esau's guns, hey, it's gonna be a bloodbath. He ain't gonna give, especially not to some wench like this, some bitch like this. And this is the reason why, hey, if she wins the election, expect some type of form of a civil war. Okay, now I don't know to what degree or what extent, it may break out, but I guarantee if this bitch win, hey, you Jakes are gonna be on the radar, because they gonna blame you for putting this demon in there. If Trump don't win, hey, Esau coming to see you niggas. That clown Tariq Nasheed said that. They was not Tariq Nasheed. Umar Johnson. That clown, I always get them niggas mixed up. But that clown Umar Johnson, he said, look, if she wins, he said, you Jakes, you better be if you live in the area where Edomites at, you better be armed to the teeth, because they coming to see you. Because Esau don't like this hoe. Okay? The only people that's voting for her is a bunch of dumbass black bitches and fucking feminists and momos. That's the only thing that's gonna put this hoe in office. Nobody, but she's talking. She ain't talking shit. She just wants to enslave you, push feminism on you, LGBT on you. She wants to push particular juice in you. And that's all they want to do. They want to continue to poison you until your ass is no more. But regardless, there will be a civil war in this country. So it says, after the guns were removed, the killing fields began. And anybody that studies history knows that history repeats itself. But Americans, by them being so stupid and docile, they will repeat the same mistake again. And it's no matter to us, because, hey, regardless, you can take as many guns as you want. We got Yahweh Bashim and Howard Shai. All right, we don't really give a fuck. Do what you got to do. We got the Lord at the end of the day, but this ain't going to be an easy process. Esau was already talking about rising up if she wins the selection. All right, so it says, history has taught us one thing dictators do is disarm their populations before they begin killing those who oppose them. It says, a truck dumped over 3,000 confiscated and police buyback guns to be destroyed in Rancho Cucamonga, California. Damn. And California is a Democrat city. But the whole thing of it is, you can't write executive orders to nullify the Constitution, because it tells you in the Constitution, your Second Amendment right, you can own a firearm. So you can't, no type of executive order will out mitigate that unless you do reforms to the Constitution. But we understand under the NDAA Act, we understand that there's no more Constitution. Okay, there's no more Constitution. Your rights are violated any time. Right now, the police could kick in this door and drag you off to jail because technically you have no rights. Okay, the sign of 9/11 destroyed all that. So technically, they do have a right to come in and take your shit because they're not being bound by anything. But it says all political power comes from the barrel of a gun. The Communist Party must command all things. That way, no guns can ever be used to command a party. And this is nothing but modern day communism. Same shit they got going on in China. Those particular countries over there, it's the same shit. And she's a dictator, man. She's not about democracy. She's using the whole taking away of people's rights to so-called, it's shootings. It's been senseless violence everywhere. And you the people that's controlling the violence, man. If you really wanted crime to stop, you will lock every Edomite man, woman, and child up and do away with their ass. And you will off these wicked ass jakes too. That's how your crime would cease to exist. And Esau can stop crime if you want to, but crime pays. So you need crime in order to keep. If you don't have crime, you won't have a police force. They won't be able to pay their bills. Okay, you wouldn't have jails, you wouldn't have stocks, you wouldn't have private businesses. It'll all just plummet. So you have to have a certain level of shit to go down in order to keep these wicked institutions up and running. Okay, no coincidentally that America is China is one of the most heavily surveyed countries in the world. Even here in America, this country is heavily surveillance. Cameras on every goddamn street corner, but you mean to tell me you don't know who stuck up the local 7-Eleven? Or you don't know who shot Jimmy down the street? I mean, you literally got cameras at every goddamn stoplight, man. So you know who's doing what. But it says the quote was from Mao Zedong, the founder of the Communist China. It says Mao's first act of gaining complete control of China in 1949 was to take away all guns from the population, okay, which is draconian. That's draconian. And this is what America's getting ready to do. They're getting ready to enact draconian law on these people, and these people are going to lose it. It says it was a policy he began in 1935 as he took over each ruled province. Anyone found with a gun post-confiscation was executed. It says an estimate of 65 million Chinese died as a result of Mao's repeated, merciless attempts to create a new socialist China, and anyone who got in his way was done away with by execution, imprisonment, or forced famine. Okay, so history repeats itself. Mao killed more people than either Stalin or Hitler during World War II, and it all began after he took away the guns. So this is the same shit that this bitch is talking. So what you Edomites gonna do about that? Okay, it says dictators throughout much of history have disarmed their populations before they began mass killings. Examples beyond Mao, such and such took guns from Amalek in November of 1938, and Kristallnacht and the you know what followed. It says then there was Fidel Castro in Cuba and Hugo Chavez in Venezuela, to name but a few, and they was all working for Esau anyway. But everyone who ought to have a gun, Castro maintained until he took over Cuba in 1959. And what's so funny, though, is that they're going to take weapons away from you people, but they're going to put them in the arms of these so-called illegals. Like these migrants, these Iranian migrants, these, what do you call these guys? These Ukrainian nationals, these Chinese nationals, these little people coming out of Venezuela prison. They're going to basically take your weapons and they're giving it to them. So they can run the streets armed. They can come in your house, but you ain't going to have nothing to defend yourself. So you're going to be held at gunpoint, you and your family possibly getting raped, getting your head blown off, getting beat to pulp. And this is what they want for you people, man. And this is why the society is getting ready to fall. But it says here, at a rally at Havana before he assumed power, he explained, this is how democracy works. It gives rifles to farmers, to students, to women, to Negroes, to the poor, and to every citizen who is ready to defend a just cause. Weapons ranging from Z machine guns to Belgian FN automatic rifles were handed out to 50,000 soldiers, 400,000 militiamen, 100,000 members of the Factory Guarding Popular Defense Force, and to many women, men, and children in Cuba's 1 million strong neighborhood vigilance communities. Immediately after assuming power in 1959, Castro changed his position, following Mao's rules that guns should not be in the hands of the people. It says, for 3 weeks after the Castro government was formed, Radio Havana warned all citizens must turn in their combat weapons. Civilians must take arms to police stations, soldiers to military headquarters. Radio Havana explanation was somewhat contradictory. The guns were in bad shape anyway, and the struggle against our enemies required rigorous control of all combat weapons. It says there was an urgency about the new policy that suggested serious concern, but failure to turn in military weapons by September 1st, 1959, warned Radio Havana would be punished not by criminal courts, but by the dreaded revolutionary tribunals, those kangaroo courts that sentenced thousands of Cubans to death after Castro took over. So this is some draconian shit, man, and she's talking the same ordeal. Okay, it's gonna get real bad out here. So hey, we keep telling you people, man, keep playing with Yahweh Shem Havashai, but that's what this devil wants, and they're gonna use their puppets to do it. So this is the book of Revelation 6. And I'm going to start at verses 3. It says here, when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And that red horse is talking about Esau. Okay, your beloved neighborhood friendly white boy. Okay, he's the devil that the Bible talks about. And I guarantee you, they not, well, you Americans, I don't know, man, but these hardcore red state Republican crackers, hey, they not giving up their fucking guns. Okay? They willing to die and go to the grave before they hand their weapons over to some alleged black bitch that's really a fucking, she might be a fucking Edomite. Okay? Because what is found out is that her grandfather, he owned Jamaican slaves. He was like of Irish descent, which we know Irish are Jakes. But he owned he owned land of slaves, and he had a lot of Benjamites in captivity. So her father might not even be a Benjamite, even though he may be from there. He's from that province, but her grandfather. So she's a fucking tear. She's not an Israelite. Okay, you got some jigs like, well, she's an Israelite, she's a nigga woman. You're not going further back, man. Just because our father is from Jamaica or the West Indies, that don't mean shit. You got a lot of moles that was planted down there. A lot of those slavers dealt with black women, man. All right, so I don't think she's an Israelite. But anyway, it says here, come and see. And there was another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given to him a great sword. And what's his sword? First and foremost, the military. Okay, their weaponry, their guns, their military, their lies, their deception. Okay, and Esau Edom is not giving up his weapons. You can fucking forget about it, man. All right. Let's go from here to the book of because Esau is a bloody man. The scriptures calls him a deceitful and bloody man. All right. This is the book of Psalms 5 and 6. And it reads, it says here, matter of fact, let's start at verses 4. It says, for thou art not a power that thou have pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity, and thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing, and the Lord would abhor the bloody and deceitful men. And the bloody and deceitful man is none more than Esau Edom. Now, Jake can be bloody men as well, because, hey, the Most High said that David couldn't build the temple because he was too bloody. He had too much blood on his hands. He fought too many wars. So instead, Solomon was given the blueprint to erect the worship center to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. David couldn't do it because he had too much blood on his hands. All right, but Esau Edom, he fits the bill of the red horse, because he is the red horse. When you go back into Genesis, I believe, what is it, Genesis 25 or Genesis 21, when he said he came out red all over like a hairy garment. All right. But anyway, going back to the article, it says Venezuela is now paying the price for allowing Chavez to implement the Mao rule when he came into power in 2012. It says the shocking nature of an economic collapse that led Venezuela from being one of the richest countries in Latin America and one of the poorest has been well documented, right? Because they had the richest supply of oil. They was rich in oil, Venezuela. I mean, they had more oil than the Strait of Hormuz. But it says one aspect of the Venezuelan crisis that does not receive much coverage is the country's gun control regime. All guns were outlawed when Chavez came to power, and harsh penalties were imposed on violators. But the Venezuelan armed forces have exclusive power to control, register, and potentially confiscate firearms, okay? And this is the same thing that's happening here. It says many citizens now regret the repressive gun control legislation the Venezuelan government implemented in 2012. Naturally, the regret is warranted, and the Venezuelan government is among the most tyrannical in the world, with a proven track record of violating basic civil liberties such as free speech, debasing its national currency, confiscating private property, and creating economic controls that destroy the country's productivity. Okay? It says elections have proven to be useless as they've been marred with corruption and charges of government tampering. It says for many, taking up arms is the only option left for the country to shake off its tyrannical government, but the Venezuelan government has prevented such an uprising with this draconian gun control. What the fuck out of here? Hold on. Damn. It says politicians. It says these life and death lessons of history are lost on too many Americans. Our founding fathers didn't give us a Second Amendment for duck hunting or simply a self-protection in a country that at the time had a vast and yet unknown frontier, but they bestowed it upon us that we can protect our precious nation from devolving into tyranny, as so many others have done. It says politicians who respect the American idea don't try to diminish the Second Amendment or blame it for other ills of society they have failed to solve, but rather embrace it as part of the legacy of rights that keeps Americans free. And you can watch that shit goodbye, because eventually they gonna try it. Okay, how they gonna succeed, I don't know. But the scripture speaks of civil war breaking out here in America, man. And we at the cusp of that shit. All right. So let's go from here to the book of 2nd Ezra 16. And I'm going to start at verses. Let's start at verses 7. It says, "For there should be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." Because like I said, they going to start with you Jakes first because they know that Jake is afraid. They know Jake is afraid of the government. Jake is afraid of the police. So you can bully Jake into giving up their weapons because Jake they don't know their rights. Technically, they don't have rights, but they will oppose you more severely than they will oppose a gun-toting Edomite because they expect Esau to know some type of severity of turning in these things. But with you Jakes, they know you don't know nothing but fucking BET and hip-hop awards. That's all they know. So you could try to recite the Constitution to them and say, well, this is illegal. They just gonna basically beat your ass or shoot you in the head or take you to jail because they know how simple you niggas are. They don't respect your knowledge of the Constitution because it wasn't written for you anyway. So I guarantee you, if they do this, they're gonna start with you. They're gonna start with these blue states first, because the blue states are the ones that's causing or calling for gun ban. Because little Keisha, little Tay Tay, a little Relly Rel got shot at a Fayo at his birthday party, some shit over some alleged gang violence, and now that's an outcry to take weapons, all because some stupid ninjas came in there shooting over a fucking dice game. You know what I'm saying? Guns don't shoot people on their own. It's the people that hold the weapons, But either way it go, it's done. It says, "And there should be in every place and the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." It says, "For they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." Yeah, they're going to go door to door, okay? They're going to go door to door. Some of you, they're going to throw in concentration camps. They're going to separate families. They're going to rape women, okay? Throw you in prison, and a lot of them, they just gonna shoot you in the back of the head, or they just gonna execute you. Okay, we coming into the time now that public executions are getting ready to be the norm. Okay, you don't comply with these government mandates, they just gonna blow you away. Okay, and they're gonna use a foreign military to do so because now we got intel that or information. Hold on, man. Fuck, people they keep calling me. Anyway, we got information that the United States, in order to help Israel against this Iranian conflict, because Iran is vowing retaliation, which they've been talking about that shit for years, they need to go ahead and do something and stop sitting on it. But basically, they're going to have to send U.S. soldiers or the U.S. armed forces to the Middle East now. So who the hell you think going to enforce these laws? These people coming over here, these migrants, man. Okay, these Iranian nationals, these Chinese nationals, these Venezuelan motherfuckers they released out of prison. This is who they're going to give your weapons to. And they're going to go around and they're going to enforce these things because these people, they operate with no moral. Okay, they don't care about you Americans. As far as they're concerned, you didn't earn what you got any damn way. So it ain't going to be none for them to enact a opposing military force that's against the betterment of the citizens of America, man. You've already been invaded. What the scripture says, "I will fill thee with men as caterpillars," man. They already over here. They already estimated that you got over 50 million of them migrants over here already. So when the time comes, when they enact these draconian measures, they enact martial law, do some type of attack or some type of economic downturn, violence is going to get bad, and then they going to be justified on saying, "Oh, look, we got to curb this violence. People are in the streets killing each other. We need a reason to take people's weapons away from them." And that's when Esau is going to lose it, because I'm going to tell you like that, these crackers in Missouri and these Edomites in Kansas and Colorado and Florida and Texas, they not going. They'll go to war with your ass, man. Especially some bitch like this. Man, Esau execute her ass. Esau ain't worried about it. It's you stupid niggas that got to worry. But it says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then they should be known who are my chosen, and they should be tried as gold in the fire." Yeah, man, because it's getting ready to be a all-scale assault on Israelites, man. Okay, including you niggas that don't believe you're Israelites. Our whole nation is getting ready to be under attack. Okay, they're gonna come after us, the prophets. They're gonna come after everybody. Okay, anybody that's preaching any type of thing against that new world order, they coming after, and that you can count on. All right, this is the book of Revelation 13, and I'm gonna start at verses 13 and 11. It says here, and it says, I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. These are those political parties, man. Okay, you got the Democrats, the Republicans, but in the ancient world, you had the plebeians and the patricians, man. Okay, which is your modern Democrat and Republicans. One was allegedly for the people, and one was for the rich. Okay, and it says, two horns like a lamb, and he spake unto a dragon. Now, when you go into the word dragon or drakon, it was basically an Athenian lawgiver, okay, that penalized people for the smallest things to the fullest extent of the law. Okay, so let's just say during that time of Athens, let's just say if you stole a garment, he will sentence you to death, torture. Okay, it wouldn't just be, all right, you go to jail, you pay the fine back. He would have you executed and beheaded and chop you up some goddamn way for a small crime like that. It's coming to the point that you even look at Esau the wrong way, he's gonna give you lit. All right, these are the times we coming in, and you stupid ass Jakes out there, you twerking, you all on IG, you all with this OnlyFans shit. Y'all finna catch it, man. Okay, Yahweh Shemi Hawashai's not playing with you niggas, no. He's never was playing with you, but he's not playing with you Israelites, man. Especially you peasy head ass women. Okay, you bitches, oh, I'm in my bag, all right, you gonna be in your bag, all right, they're gonna put your ass in the bag head first. Gonna put you in a bag, they're gonna put your body, a headless corpse in one of them, you call them body bags, they zip up, matter of fact, they just gonna leave you right there. You know, we gonna witness all this, man. You know what, we gonna praise Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We're not gonna feel bad when the Most High uses this devil to put hands on you, because you've been warned. All right, last precept, Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time. So, hey, this is part of the wrath, man. This is part of that draconian system they want to set up. But anyway, I'm going to end it here, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Lord's will, you will edify into the next lesson. Shalom.